welcome back to my channel. I can say welcome back now because this is my second video. So yes, I was consistent and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy to be back here to share this with you guys. So let's get right into it. Today I'm here in the spirit of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I started watching Real Housewives of Atlanta in this past January, right before I went to my next travel assignment as a nurse. And right now I'm on season 10. And they are all, from season 1 till now, they are like, their friendships are so toxic. They are big frenemy energy. And it just made me, watching it made me reflect on a lot of the friendships that I've had in my life, especially the ones that have ended and ended badly. So that's what this video is about. Just talking about those friendships and sharing my story and sharing what I learned in them. So enjoy, guys. So this first friend, we knew each other outside of school, but she was a student at the high school I was about to start, and I was a freshman. I was very intimidated about what high school would be like, and she kind of took me under her wing, and we clicked really well, very instantly from that moment anyway. So like I said, a little bit of backstory about that relationship. I knew her very well outside of school. I don't want to share too many details because I don't want people to be able to put pieces together, but for the purpose of the video, we'll call her Ashley. So me and Ashley knew each other outside of school, and in that setting that we knew each other, we weren't great friends, but to my knowledge, we weren't not friends, you know? But there was a situation that had happened, and she had actually shared with me that she didn't like me because I was always happy. And she didn't like me because she felt like I got over things really quickly and people were my friends and I didn't have problem making friends, things like that. And I understood how big of her it was to share something like that, because that's a huge share to say that you're jealous of someone about something, or that you envy a quality in them, or whatever the case may be. So I kind of forgave her, and that's what started our friendship. I'm not gonna say you shouldn't be friends with someone who says that, but looking back now, someone who shares to you that they don't like your happiness, or they don't like the fact that you're a happy person, it doesn't really, how can they ever be happy for you, like genuinely happy for you? You get what I'm saying? But anyways, like I said, we became really good friends very instantly, pretty much. And we were just really good friends. But thinking about it all now, like we would walk to classes together. She was a couple grades before me, older than me, but still we would go to lunch together, whatever. And I felt so cool because I was hanging out with a junior. As a freshman, I felt so cool, and I knew all her junior friends, etc, etc. So I had shared something really personal with this friend of mine, and in some time it started coming back around to me, but what I had shared with her had become this enormous lie, became this enormous scandal. And I mean, if you know me, like, it was just something so far left from who I actually am, from who my personality is. And like, this scandal is pretty much dragging my name and my reputation through the mud. And I was a child, like I said, I was in 9th grade. And it reminds me of that episode in Real Housewives of Atlanta where a secret comes out, or a rumor comes out, not a secret, but a rumor comes out, and everybody's kind of like, who said that? Well, who said that? Who said that?
Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
And it was that same situation. Like, I'm going around trying to figure out, did you start this rumor about me? Did you start this rumor about me? And everyone's like, no, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. And the biggest person going around like, who said that? Who started this? Trying to help me figure out who started this rumor about me was that friend. Was Ashley. And I was so hurt when I found out that it was her spreading, I don't think she was the one who was spreading the rumors, but she was the catalyst. You know, she shared something that I shared with her in confidence, and in that being passed around, you know, like telephone, it became something that definitely wasn't. That friendship ended very horribly, because when I had found out that it was indeed her who started spreading what I shared with her, I confronted her about it. And instead of receiving what I was saying and apologizing to me, because the people who know me now know that I'm really good at cutting people off. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a neutral thing, but it's the truth about who I am. I'm very good at cutting people off, especially when they show me like they're not a loyal person or they're not a good person. And in that instance, I had thought anyway that we were really good friends. This was somebody that I considered one of my best friends. So I wanted her to apologize so that we could move forward. And I'll never forget, I was in AP US History at the time when I was texting her this, and what she responded back to me was, well, this is a good lesson for you. Just because you're close to someone doesn't necessarily make them your best friend, and doesn't mean that you should share all your secrets with them. Who does that? Who does that? Like, I was so hurt, like distraught. My feelings were hurt because, like I said, this was someone that I'd become really close to in a short amount of time. And for her to pretty much just say, pick your friends better, I was never really your friend from the first place, is what it sounded like to me, just really sucked. I always go back and I think about that situation. I think about what type of person she showed me she was before we were actually friends. Because like I said, I'd known her outside of the school setting. So she was one of those people who was really big. Like, I think 2008, it was huge to go around saying like, oh, I'm real recognized real, you're fake and I'm real, blah, blah, blah. So she was real big on that, huge on that, whatever. I'd seen her be jealous of other people about their relationships or about their friendships or about what they had. And my personal experience with her coming to me saying she was jealous of me for who I was as a person and my happiness. So that's definitely a red flag. That's definitely something to like look out for. And I'm always to this day weary of people who boast about things in themselves, because if you really are a real person, you don't have to go around shouting up from the rooftops that you're real, you know? So that was definitely a red flag. Just to notice those things and to be wary of this type of person doesn't necessarily mean that you can't trust them or you can't befriend them. But just to be careful, yeah. Up until that point, I kind of always been the person to be like very trusting and very open. I still think I'm a very trusting and very open person. Every type of personality test I ever take always tells me the same thing, but it definitely taught me to just be a little bit more careful, to pick better. But you can't not, it's hard to say pick better in situations like that, because sometimes you have to deal with the person to learn who the person really is, you know? But just to be careful with what I'm sharing and at what times. Like I said, we connected very quickly, and as quickly as that relationship started, it ended very quickly, very badly. And the thing that sucks even more about that relationship, I was really hurt about it for a couple years after that. Like I said, that text message that she sent me in US history was pretty much the end of our relationship, and she never talked to me after that, even when I tried to reach out. So finally, 3 years after that fact, I texted her to let her know that I forgave her. And I remember sending that text message because I was going through my walk with Christ, and I realized that it was something that was still affecting me, and it was something that I was still holding against her and harboring that hurt, and that I needed to let it go and I needed to forgive her. And she was someone that I wanted to let them know that I forgave her. And it was so trash, because she responded to me saying, and I forgive you too. You forgive me for what? The next friendship that I'm going to be talking about was maybe a year after this. I think this was 10th grade. This was for sure 10th grade. Me and my friends, we had a little group in high school. High school is so funny. But yeah, we had a little group in high school, and it was another member in high school. We're gonna call her Stephanie. So Stephanie was a part of this group, so we were all pretty much friends. We were so whack. We would plan like what our theme was for the year, and we were just so cheesy. But anyway, we didn't end horribly. Some horrible things happened throughout the ending of our relationship, but it wasn't like a horrible or dramatic end. She just started to be more popular than us, and in her becoming more popular and hanging out with the more popular kids, she kind of like started to forget about us or push us to the back burner and not return our calls, not get on our group messaging anymore, or whatever it was that was going on at that time. And we kind of felt away about that. Like, that's green. So anyways, it came to a point where we stopped being friends completely. I don't remember what the situation was, but our group like kind of not stopped being her friend, or she stopped being our friend and joined her new group. And I remember there was a day that she was like going on Facebook and saying, oh, you guys are so lame. And like, it was just so stupid, like stupid high school 10th grade stuff, nothing serious, but like she was calling us lame or whatever. And I was so trash, I was so petty, because it was one time that she had logged into her Facebook at my house, and I remember her password because she had me log in for her since she was using my computer. And I went and I logged in on her Facebook because, like I said, she was like dragging me and my friends, but in a petty way, like nothing serious, whatever. I went in on her Facebook and I completely deleted everything. I deleted all her friends. I deleted all her posts. I shut the whole group. Or was it MySpace? I think it was MySpace, because I remember I had deleted her backgrounds. It was definitely MySpace, because I remember I had to delete her background, and I remember deleting like her top 8 or whatever it was. So I deleted everything that was, and I left like a little message saying that Tom took it down or whatever it was. And I remember her going around saying, oh, you guys made Tom take down my MySpace page. That was so petty of me. But in the time, it felt so good. But if you ever see this, I'm sorry. I was a child. I shouldn't have done that. It was so immature of me. But I was immature. You were immature. It was 10th grade. It was MySpace. MySpace is long and dead now. And you made another one. But yeah, so that relationship didn't end badly. We never really became friends again after that. We would see each other from time to time, and we would say hi. Thankfully, it wasn't messy after that. Something that I definitely learned through that situation and that friendship is that life situations can change your friendships. And in that moment, it wasn't as severe because it was only 10th grade, and how much life are you experiencing? But even still till now, like getting in new relationships or ending relationships, starting a new job, moving to a new city, getting married, becoming a parent, all those things can change your friendships, and people come and people go. And it's not a bad thing for people to leave your life. You know, there's a way to respectfully love someone from afar without being friends like you were with them before. You get what I'm saying? But in 10th grade, I didn't understand how to do that. She didn't understand how to do that. My friends didn't understand how to do that. So we were immature, and that was definitely a lesson that I learned, and I'm still learning today, because there's some friends that are just in your life for a moment, and that doesn't make the friendship bad. It just means that the friendship had an expiration date, and that's okay. So we'll say this was 11th grade. I don't exactly remember. But this story, me and my friends still talk about this story till today, because this was drama. Like, I still have never been through this much drama in my life. So Kim and I were friends. Like, we had a lot of classes together, but we weren't like, she wasn't my best friend at all. she actually would always talk to me about her best friend who unfortunately was at a different high school. So we had been friends since 9th grade up until this point, which I want to say was 11th grade or whatever. So she was a very shy girl. She was very quiet. She was very studious. And she had this humongous crush on this guy, let's call him Trevor, forever, ever, but could never build up the guts to talk to him and ask him out or whatever the case was. So she like knew his schedule from first period to 8th period. She would accidentally bump into him in the hallway and all those little things that, you know, like we did or whatever the case was. She was obsessed with him. She loved him, whatever. I think 11th grade year 2, her best friend that she would always tell me about, let's call her Brielle. Brielle transferred schools to come to our school. So now it's me, Brielle, and Kim are all at the same school. And I remember when Kim introduced us to each other, she was like, hey, best friend, this is my friend Patrice. And she gave me the look of Satan. She was definitely one of those friends like, you're my friend and you're my friend alone. I'm not sharing you with anyone else. And I picked that up about her immediately. I was like, okay, girl, like we're not that close anyway. I give you your territory. I'm not trying to be best friend. It is what it is. It's all good. We're cool. So moving forward, I've gotten a lot of bad vibes from Brielle, but I mean, it was never nothing serious because I'm not Brielle's friend. I'm Kim's friend. Who cares? Whatever. So like I had mentioned earlier, I know this was 11th grade year because I was in a childcare class. And this class I actually had with the guy Kim was like obsessed over, Trevor. He was in that class as well. It was one day Brielle decided to skip whatever class she was supposed to be in to come and sit in my childcare class. Honey, drama. So I'm sitting and just doing my work, whatever it is I was doing, and I started to hear what sounded like people were talking about Kim. So I look over my shoulder. Who's talking about Kim? Why isn't it her best friend Brielle? And who is she talking about Kim to? The guy she's obsessed with, Trevor. Everybody knows you don't do that. You never talk to the guy your best friend likes about her badly. Like you don't even have to know how to add to know that. Like everyone knows that. You're born knowing that, okay? That's not cool. It doesn't even have to be your best friend. That's grimy. That's grimy. So anyways, she's talking to her about this guy and she's saying how, oh, she likes to act innocent, but no one really knows that she smokes weed and she has sex and blah 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 blah. All these things that I had never known about Kim at all. Homegirl was spilling the hot tea to the guy that she had liked. She told Trevor that she knows your whole entire schedule. She has your phone number. She has all these different things about you. When she bumps into you in the hallway, it's not on accident. It's very much planned and on purpose. And all these things. And he goes on to say to her, well, I'm not really interested in Kim anyway. Who I'm really interested in is you. And the only thing good that came out of her mouth that day was, I can't do that to my best friend. And then she would have messed it up by saying, but maybe in a year or so. Child, too much for me. So I left. That was like my second to last class of the day. And in my last class, my best friends were there. So I'm talking, and they know Kim. They are also friends with Kim. So I'm telling them what's going on, what I just heard, what should I do, how can she do that, this is her best friend, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm like having a panic attack. Like, that's so green. And my friends are like, no girl, no Patrice, don't do it. Don't go and say anything about it because she is not gonna believe you and it's going to ruin your friendship. And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, no, I can't do that, because if it were me, I would want to know. And I still stand on that till this day. Like, if it were me, I would want to know something like that, you know, even if it does end the relationship, even if I'm not in a place where I'm able to handle the truth that you're giving me, at least, you know, you are a good person to me to tell me the truth. So that's what I did. I went and I told her. And because, like I said, I told her things she'd never shared with me personally, she believed me. She believed me, and she cried, and she told me that similar things have happened before. And it was devastating. It was devastating. And I remember that day because we were out by the ice cream truck and she was crying while she was eating her Jamaican patty. And it was just a mess. But I told her it was okay, and I told her I was here for her. Whatever. So that same night, I get home and I get a call from Kim. So I'm thinking Kim is calling me for like support, or she just spoke to Brielle, or whatever the case was. So I answer the phone. I'm like, hey Kim, what's up? How are you? Are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm doing okay. But I just wanted to know, what were the things that you said Brielle said about me? Do I look dumb, stupid, or slow? Even in 11th grade, I know a setup when I smell one, okay? That's a setup from a mile away. So I'm like, okay, Kim, I'd already told you what she said. And if you don't believe that she said what she said, I guess I got this information from thin air about you that so happens to be true because you cried about it. And I knew Brielle was on the phone, so I said, hi, Brielle. Okay, you can't play me. I know she's on the phone on mute, child. I've done that before. I invented that, okay? So that hangs up the phone. And from then, I mean, the drama was like about to fight and calling all types of names and all this drama, even putting my friends into it. It was a whole mess, whole big petty mess, child. And she never believed me after that. She believed her best friend. But guess what? Even though we weren't friends anymore, her best friend did the same thing to her again. And are they friends to this day? They're not friends at all anymore. So I guess I was right. From this experience, my friends actually to this day still call me the Good Samaritan, because another situation has happened like that. Because if it were the other way around, I would want to know the truth. I would want somebody to come and tell me, hey, such and such isn't a good friend to you behind closed doors. But anyways, I definitely learned that sometimes people aren't able to handle or process the truth, or aren't ready for the truth. But does that mean that they're not deserving of the truth? I don't think so. But that's okay. Everybody has to learn and process things in their own time, because I haven't always been able to handle what people are telling me, even when they were true. So it just is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. So thanks for watching part 1 of my To All the Friends I've Loved Before video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. I definitely want to go ahead and put the disclaimer that although some of these situations, or most of the situations that I talked about, these people were trash, they're not trash people. They did trash things. And this, like I said, all this that I've talked about so far all happened in high school, and we were all trash in high school, child. We didn't know how to be friends. And you know, people grow and people do dumb things, and it is what it is. You know, if I saw any of these women till today, I definitely say hi. I definitely smile or extend my hand and say, hey, how's life going? But yeah, things happen. Everyone's human. I definitely had situations where I've been a trash friend. I'm not exempt. I think everyone's been a trash friend. Everyone's had a trash friend. It's okay. It's a part of life, especially in high school. That's what it's for. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for part 2 because that's when we get into more of my adult life. And the drama ensues. See you guys in the next one. Bye.